Oh hell, YouTube! In a recent video, I looked at the movie Raya and the Last Dragon, and I talked about some of the themes of Joseph Campbell's hero's journey. Now, in two short follow-ups, I want to clarify two other important parts of Joseph Campbell's ideas, and this video will focus on tragedy versus comedy. Campbell's hero quest is focused on the way that we view human themes from the outside. That is to say, how we create dramatic narratives. And when we create any kind of dramatic presentation, there is one duality which reigns over all others: tragedy versus comedy, between stories that leave us feeling negative and depressed against those that leave us feeling positive and affirmed. Campbell notes a brutal naturalistic fact. The happy ending is justly scorned as a misrepresentation, for the world, as we know it, as we have seen it, yields but one ending: death, disintegration, dismemberment, and the crucifixion of our heart with the passing of the forms that we have loved. So there's that. Tragedy is an exploration of pity and terror, the responses that we have towards suffering and the causes of suffering, respectively. This is the catharsis, the release of something, which in Greek times was connected to a Dionysian rite of purification. Dionysus was the god of many things, but notably here he is the god of ritual madness, of controlled loss of control. Campbell suggests that the high art of modern times is more concerned with the darkness of the human heart, which has led to so many inexplicably terrible events throughout the history of human cultural development. Thus, tragedy has become more potent than it was for the Greeks. For comfortable modern humans, it is the comedies that we use as escapism, but not so much to explain our experience of the world. We, modern men, are not disposed to assign to comedy the high rank of tragedy. Comedy as satire is acceptable. As fun, it is a pleasant haven of escape. But the fairy tale of happiness ever after cannot be taken seriously. It belongs to the never-never land of childhood. However, Campbell tells us that in Greek times it was the reverse. Comedies in the ancient world were regarded as of a higher rank than tragedy, of a deeper truth, of a revelation more complete. Tragedy is a shattering of forms and of our attachment to the forms. Comedy is the wild and careless, inexhaustible joy of life invincible. The Greek interpretation is a Stoic one. In order to function in this life of entropy and decay, there must be some source of joy, Viktor Frankl's meaning, which changes the profoundly unfulfilling nature of life, or our perception of it. The goal is to transcend the essence of life as unceasing change and observe some greater form. When spoken in these terms, it is clear that this mirrors the Buddhist quest for enlightenment, to lose one's attachment to the identity and to find joy in the pure experience of the present moment. For Campbell, this is how myth performs its function, how it lifts us from the inevitable struggle of daily life to a place where we think we see a greater truth. This truth is what allows us to feel some justification of our life, and it always, always feels like revelation. It is the business of mythology proper and of the fairy tale to reveal the specific dangers and techniques of the dark interior way from tragedy to comedy. This is why the nature of myth is always fantastical, even when it refers to historical figures, because historical precision and credibility is not required. The nature of the hero quest is only incidentally one of external achievement. What it really represents is the internal struggle of the hero and the audience to overcome the suppressed neurosis of their subconscious and make some sense of life. As a final question, we might ask, what effect has it had on us in the modern world that we now seek to turn comedy into tragedy and not the other way around? But I will leave that as an open question. Bye for now.